Story time on how my friend left me in Vegas for a pimp. So let's just start with here. First of all, I have to use my eyelash filter because my lashes look a mess. But mind your business. I'm about to put y'all in my business for about 9 minutes. All right, so it was Super Bowl weekend, and my friend hit me like, hey, let's go to Vegas. We both didn't have no plans. So I was like, okay, I'm down to go to Vegas. Mind you, I was just had a fresh breakup at the time, and I wanted to go outside. So I was like, okay, I'm down. Where we staying, what we got to put together, blah, blah, blah. So my friend was like, oh, well, I got this dude out here that I've been talking to for a minute, and he do Airbnbs, and he got hella Airbnbs, and we can stay in this Airbnb, whatever. And I'm like, oh, he don't want no money for it, nothing, because it's Super Bowl weekend. People were charging like a lot of money to be in Vegas during Super Bowl weekend last year. So we went, my bad. So, so I was like, well, how we getting there? You want to fly? You want to drive? Because it's only like an 8-hour drive, and that's usually what I'm used to when I go like with my family to Vegas. We'll just drive, get a road trip, whatever. It don't really matter. She like, oh, let's drive, whatever. But then I'm like, I ain't taking my car. I ain't about to put them miles on my car just to go to Vegas. No. So I'm like, we could take a rental. So the rentals was hella high around that time. Like, they were hella expensive. So she like, let's just take my car. Mind you, she has a Tesla. So I was just like, a Tesla? That's going to be forever because we got to stop and charge. But then at the same time, I'm like, shit, I ain't trying to take my car. That's the only option. Then we got the Airbnb for free. Mind you, charging a Tesla is only like $14. It's not even that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's just do it. So, boom. Now it's the night before we about to leave. So we trying to figure out what time we about to leave. I'm like, we might as well leave like at 9 o'clock at night because we got to stop and charge, and that's going to be way longer than 8 hours because it's not like getting gas. She like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. So we like 3 hours in on the road, whatever. And I'm asking her like questions about the dude, like where you meet this dude at, because we about to be staying at his Airbnb. And my first thing was, he not about to be there, right? Like, we gonna be able to do our thing, and like, what's tea? She like, oh girl, he's not like that at all. He has businesses and he has this and has that, like making it sound like he's a very successful man. So I'm like, period, bitch. You got you one. And that was that. So pretty much that all was cleared up, and we was just talking, gossiping. We about three hours in, like I said, on the road. Next thing the dude called her. So he called her. He like, oh, can you pick up my friend? She like, oh, who's your friend and where is your friend at? Mind you, we're 3 hours like past the bay, whatever. So he like, yeah, he and I think he was in like Manteca or Modesto. It was one of those M areas. So I'm like, we got to drive backwards. Like, we're literally going to drive backwards to go get his friend. So I'm like, do you even know the friend? My friend didn't even know the friend. So at this point, I'm like, so we're about to drive the rest of these hours in the car with a stranger. And a man at that, and we're 2 females. I just wasn't feeling it. So I was like, tell him no. Tell him he has businesses and all this stuff. Why can't he buy his friend a flight? Yet alone, why can't he buy us a flight? But whatever. I was just like, okay, we're not getting him. So she's looking at me all crazy, like, and being all like, you know how girls be on the phone like, yeah. But then, like, they really don't talk like that. So it's like listening to your friend try to switch it all up for this dude. And it's like, so, yeah. So she's like, hold on, I'm going to call you back to him. And then she says to me, like, I really want to get him because he's already letting us stay at his Airbnb for free and he's not charging us. But me, I'm like, that's your man. If that's your man, why is it a problem? Why are you trying to do some, you scratch my back, I scratch your back type shit? Like, so that threw me off. So, and that's what I was like, I don't get that. If it was my man wouldn't be like that. Like, it would just be like, it's all good. Yet alone, my man wouldn't even have one of his partners in the car with us, especially a partner I don't even know. Like, that's weird. So she was just like, yeah, well, it's my car. And she started trying to pull that it's my car shit. So I'm like, all right, okay. So she ended up going back to go get the friend. Mind you, I'm pissed off. I just go to sleep because I'm like, whatever. So when I wake up, I think I was asleep for probably about like 2 hours. So when I wake up, the car is parked. So I'm looking around. Mind you, it's dark outside. It had to be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So I'm looking around. I don't know where we at. And her car is off. So I go on my maps and I see I think Manteca or Modesto, but we like parked in some apartments. So I'm looking. And from the rearview mirror, the driver rearview mirror, I see her like upstairs in the apartments, and she's carrying all this man's stuff. And I'm like, but I'm in the car, she's up there with him, so they're coming back to the car. Well, she's coming back to the car by herself. Mind you, she got so much stuff stacked up on like in her arms as she's trying to walk downstairs. Mind you, my friend was only like 4'11". Everything she was carrying had to be bigger than her. So I'm in the car looking like bonnet and all, like, she like, oh my God, he has so much stuff. And I'm like, and you're carrying all his stuff? Like, that's not even your man. You helping this dude and you doing him a favor. Like, that's not even your man. She like, oh my God, you're being so mean. Irritating. So I'm just like, whatever. So he comes to the car right after her, and he's like, oh, somebody's stuff got to get moved. Mind you, I have a big suitcase because I pack heavy. I need at least like 5 outfits for a 2-day trip, and I got to have all my hair supplies. At the time I had to weave. So I need all my stuff. And I had a suitcase. My suitcase basically took up the whole back of the trunk of the Tesla, because y'all know Tesla trunks is hella small. And then her frunk, whatever it's called, the front of the truck, whatever, her stuff was in there. So his stuff, this man had a suitcase too, so he was moving on some female shit already. Like, he had a suitcase, he had like 5 pair of shoes, all that. So I'm like, damn. But I'm also like, my stuff better not get touched before I start tripping up in here, like, period, point blank. So then when he was just like, oh, whose suitcases? I said, it's mine and it better not get touched. He was like, oh, okay. And he's like, oh, she feisty. So now it's like he started trying to like talk to me maybe in a way. So my friend texts me and she like, be nice. So I'm like, no, not being nice, no. Okay, so now a dude in the car, whatever, he in the back seat, I'm in the passenger, she in the driver. So she's driving, she's like, oh my God, I'm so tired, da, da, da. But mind you, me and her already had everything established, like, you know, you drive a couple hours and I'm gonna drive a couple hours. But now I feel like everything has changed because he has to drive. He's the man in the car, he needs to drive, period, point blank. So I go to sleep. So when I woke back up, it was morning. I remember it was daylight around that time. So the dude was driving now. So I look and I'm like, oh shit, okay, he driving. But he like driving her car, like dogging her car out, like speeding hella fast, slamming on the brakes. So come to find out, he was doing all that just to try to get my attention, to wake me up, because he was like, I need to drive and stuff like that. And he didn't have nothing to do with our plan. So I'm assuming she must have told him about our plan when I was asleep. I don't know. I was knocked out and I had my AirPods on, full blast, noise cancellation. So then I'm looking at him because he's slamming on the brakes hella hard to where we're like that. So I'm like, can you drive? Like, are you okay? Mind you, attitude on stank. He like, well, you need to drive. You need to drive. So I'm just like, no, you're fine. You're the man. You can drive. You're perfectly fine. So he's just like, I'm so tired, da, 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 all these excuses. And she in the backseat just looking like, not saying nothing. So it got to the point where me and him like kind of start going back and forth because he keeps slamming on the brakes. And he's just like, oh, well, you can drive then. But I'm like, no, I'm not driving. Like, I'm not doing that. So he pulled over. He just like, I'm not driving this car. I'm not driving. And it's just like, it's giving very bitchy, if you ask me, because you just whole got picked up. Mind you, my friend was just like, oh, my man is paying for my charging, so we don't even gotta go have him charging or nothing like that. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm just like, I'm sitting in this passenger seat and nobody better not say shit to me, period. So we end up getting to the charging station and we're charging and we all fall asleep. So we fell asleep for hella long. I think we was asleep for like 2 hours at the charging station, which was crazy. So then my friend, like, she gonna drive her car. And I'm just like, shit, about time, because you have to let this man fuck your car up. So she driving hella dumb, driving hella slow. Speed limit was like, I think 75 on the highway we was on, and she going like 55. Like, they both hella irritated. So mind you, I brought my Benadryl, so I took me a Benadryl, went right back to sleep. But it got to the point to where I couldn't go to sleep anymore after a certain amount of time. So now I just kind of got my eyes closed, but I'm listening to what they're saying, and he just like, why your friend act like that? Like, why is she so mean? And my friend just like, I don't know, she really didn't want to pick you up. So now she's saying all that, but my eyes is closed, because I'm also like, I want to see what else is she gonna tell him, because she was just talking off the side of her neck to him. All right, y'all. So part two, I had to redo. They took it down. So basically, yeah, like I said, I had my eyes closed. I really wasn't asleep. My eyes was just closed, and I was like listening. So he like, yeah, why your friend act like that? And she was like, oh, she really didn't want to come get you, yada yada yada. So I'm just like, oh, this bitch spilling the beans. So I'm trying to see what else she gonna tell him. And she's just like, yeah, she really didn't want to come get you, yada yada yada. He's like, oh, well, that's her, like that's her fault. Like, you know, they talking hella shit, but they not really like, they're talking shit, but they're not talking shit. But my eyes is closed, but I'm wide awake. Yeah, so that was pretty much that. So it just ended up getting quiet. He's still doing that bullshit, like slamming on the brakes and doing all that weird shit. So let me skip a little bit. Okay, so hours go by. So him and her is like switching off. And then I think now it's like an hour away from Vegas. And that's when we have to charge again. So we charge in like right where the little ice cream thing is. If you ever took a road trip to Vegas, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we charge right there. So with me being funny and me being the person that I am, I'm like, oh, I could drive because now it's an hour. So I get in the driver's seat. I ask my friend to send me the location of where we're going. My friend's like, oh, well, I need to ask my man for the location where we're going. So I'm like, what do you mean you got to ask him for the location of where we're going? We just been in the car for 12 hours. Fuck is you talking about? You don't have the location of where we're going. She like, oh my God, I'm about to get it, da-da-da. But she's making it seem like I'm just like some angry black female, you know? Because, sidebar, my friend's not black. Not saying that that means anything or anything like that, but she's not black. So it's like, but the guy is black. So she started trying to call the dude. As she's trying to call the dude, he's not answering the phone. She called at least 3 times. He's not answering the phone. So then that's when I look at him and I'm like, can you call your friend? Because now we've been in the car with each other for 12 hours. So, yes, he's a stranger, but we have been in the car with this man for 12 hours. And clear as day, he's a bitch. So, can you call your friend? So, when he called his friend, the friend answers the phone. The friend like, what's up with my dog? Mind you, my friend literally just called like 0.2 seconds ago. He wasn't answering the phone, but he answered the phone for him. So, now I'm giving my friend the death stare in the rearview mirror while she's in the back seat. Because now the way that everything is set up, it's me in the driver's seat, he's in the passenger seat, and she's in the back seat. Because he was like, I'm not sitting in the back seat. When I got in the driver's seat, I told her to sit in the front. He like, I'm not getting back there because y'all don't know how to keep y'all seats up. So he on some sassy shit. My friend was like, it's okay, I'm not tripping. Even though I'm like, so yeah, he like, yeah, they basically saying they got an Airbnb. But the way he was saying it was like, yeah, they saying they got an Airbnb. Like, you know, not like, oh, send me your location for me, whatever, just so we could drop this fool off. So that was my main thing, dropping him off and getting to our destination. But the way he was talking was like, yeah, they saying they got an Airbnb. So I'm just kind of like peeping the scenery, like trying to figure out what's going on. So my friend, like in the back seat, and he's on FaceTime with the dude. So my friend, like, get in the back and was like, you're not answering my call. Why you not answering my call? And he was just like, oh, I didn't see it. But you see your partner call. So it was just kind of weird. So I'm just like, man, where's the location? So she, like, just put in Vegas. So once we get in Vegas, passing up, like, all, like, the hotels and stuff like that, my friend sent me a location where to drive to. So I put in the location. We get to the location. It's like some ghetto ass apartments, like some Section A low income apartments. Like nothing against Section A or low income apartments, but those apartments was like ghetto ass apartments, like ghetto. Mind you, it was like dope fiends like sitting in front of like the air. It was crazy. So we get there. I'm like, I hope we're not staying here because this is not it at all. She's like, no, we're just meeting him over here. But I'm like, why we don't meet him at the Airbnb? So he like, so the friend is looking now like, Airbnb. So, but I could see it in his face that he's confused, but he's trying to figure out what's going on. But he's not asking no questions. He's just kind of like looking. And then my friend like kind of like trying to sell me a dream low key. Like, oh, no, it's not this one. He's just going to meet us here. Then he's going to we're going to follow behind him. We're going to blah, 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 whatever. Sorry, y'all, I can't talk. I'm trying to. So, boom, the dude pull up. The dude that my friend is talking to, he pulls up. My friend in the back seat. The dude is in the passenger seat. So, dude get out the car, go over to the friend, his friend, whatever, which is the dude that has the Airbnb, the successful man. So they're talking and whatever. So I'm looking at my friend like, why aren't you about to go up to your dude and be like, hey, babe, like, you know, go up to him, give him a kiss, a hug. You know, when you haven't saw your man, you just been on the road for 12 hours to come see this man. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Go jump on your man, right? She's like, oh, I don't want to interrupt. But that's, I don't know. I just know I don't give a flying rat's. Whoever's talking to my man. When I see my man, I'm going up to him. Period. And that shouldn't be a problem. So he ended up coming over to the car and he's like, damn, you ain't gonna speak to me, to her. So now I'm looking like, and it's supposed to be your man. So once I see the dude face, I remember she showed me this dude before. Not to mention this friend, like, she travels quite often. So she had just went to Tulum with some of her other friends that I don't know, don't care for. I don't know them. So she just went to Tulum with them, and she told me she met a dude in Tulum, whatever. This literally had to be like 3 weeks prior to this trip that we're on now. So I remember his face. So I'm looking, I'm like, so they're talking, and when she come back to the car, it's just me and her inside the car because the two dudes are still talking. So I was like, is this the dude that you met a couple weeks ago in Tulum? And she was just like, huh? Like playing stupid. And I'm like, you literally just met this dude. And she was just like, no, I mean, we be talking every day and stuff like that. But you literally just met him. You just met him when you went to Tulum like 3 weeks ago. She was like, yeah, but she was like, they slept with each other in Tulum. They had a good time in Tulum. And she wanted to link with him again. So I instantly just lose my shit on her. Especially because it's me and her in the car. And, you know, I don't want to argue. I'm not about to argue with her when it's two dudes that we clearly don't know these dudes. I'm not about to argue with her like that in front of them where they're going to see. So I'm like, I'm being calm, but I'm also going off on her because I'm just like, why the fuck would you bring me out here on a trip like this? And it's like you playing in my face. Really, you just want to come out here to spend time with the dude. And you could have kept it real and gave me the opportunity to be like, yeah, I'm going to come with you and I'm going to support you during this time or whatever, versus telling me some bullshit. So now I'm asking her, like, is the Airbnb shit really true? Like, what's tea? Like, let me know what's real right now because now you got me fucked up. So then that's when she told me, like, he really don't got no Airbnb and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, my God. So now that makes me start going on my Instagram. Well, first of all, I went on Priceline, so looking at hotels. Hotels was like at least $900 for 2 nights. I wasn't about to pay no $900 for 2 nights. And that was for like Motel 6, like cheap ass hotels. And I never stayed in a motel ever. But the way the prices was for the hotels, because it was literally Super Bowl weekend, the Super Bowl was in Vegas at this time, it was crazy high. So then I started looking at like some of my friends' story, like my friends that I actually know, that I actually grew up with and stuff like that. I saw they were actually in Vegas. So I'm like hitting them up like, hey, what time y'all gonna be in Vegas? Da-da-da. I'm with my friend, my stupid ass friend. Yeah, like, do y'all got space at y'all Airbnb or in y'all hotel, whatever, we'll drop on it. Putting it like that. And I'm telling her, like, I'm not staying with these niggas. She like, well, I came out here to see him, but, you know, like, we could still do our thing, but that wasn't the whole purpose of our trip. So I'm just kind of, like, thrown off. Not even kind of. I'm hella thrown off, honestly. So that's when dude come back over to the car, and he's like, oh, y'all ready? Like, y'all ready to go to my spot, whatever? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were going to your house. I don't really feel comfortable going to your house. And I just told him straight up, like, I don't know you. We just picked up your friend. I don't know him, and I don't feel comfortable with that. And he was just like, honey, he started trying to, like, talk all professional to me. You know how, like, they try to switch it up? He was like, honey, I am a business owner. I got this going on. I have that going on. I have an 8-bedroom house. Like, he started trying to, like, pop his shit on me. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I'm like, you know, I don't feel comfortable. I don't give a fuck if you were a fucking billionaire. I don't feel comfortable. And I just let him know. And he was just like, you don't have nothing to worry about. Like, anybody gonna touch you? Start saying stuff like that. So I'm just like, so it's kind of like me and him kind of like, it's kind of like tension. And then I guess I made him feel some type of way because what I was saying, but that's real shit. I did not feel comfortable, period, point blank. So my friend just like, let me talk to my friend real quick. And she was just like, we can just go over there and then like, we can get ready, whatever, to go about our day when we go to one of my friends' Airbnb or hotels or whatever. So I'm like, I guess that's okay because I haven't changed my clothes since 9 o'clock the night before. So we might as well go over there so I could change my clothes, freshen up, and get ready to go to one of my friends' hotels or Airbnbs. Part 3 coming. So we get to the dude's house. The house was a big house. It was like I think it was like a 6-bedroom, 4-bath. It was a pretty big house. And it was like in a gated area. So when we get to the house, he's like, oh, hold on real quick. So we're waiting outside. The friend goes inside. The dude goes inside. And it's just me and my friend waiting in the car. And he's like, hold on real quick. So they go in the house. So I'm like, that's weird. And I'm like, you know what? I honestly could wait. I really could wait. I don't even want to change my clothes. Like, I could wait. My friend's like, no, just come on. Like, we're just going to wait. And da-da-da. She was like, and I want to take a shower really bad. Like, I don't want to keep the same clothes I had on since last night. So I'm like, all right. Not to mention, I do have my mace. Because I will mace somebody. I have my mace. Just because, like, situations like this, which I never thought I would be in. So, yeah, he come back to the car, and he's like, oh, y'all can come up, whatever. So the friend come, the one who rode with us down there, now he's trying to be all, like, in my good graces, and he's like, oh, I could bring your stuff up. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. I got my own stuff. I can bring it up. So he just like, no, I insist I bring it up. So he grabs my stuff. He brings it up the stairs and blah, blah, blah. But I'm still outside. They all go in, but I'm like trying to see where I'm at because, man, I'm trying to share my locations with my friends that's coming to Vegas already. So they know, like, you know, and they kind of already got the glimpse of what's going on because I really didn't go into detail on the phone with them with everything. But I just told them, like, I'm on a wild one right now. And my other friends are not slow. So they know what's up. So boom, I go inside the house. The house was nice. My friend is all up on the dude, like all in his face, trying to kiss on him and do all that. The other dude is like rolling up, typical NIGGA stuff. Yeah, so I'm like, I have to use the bathroom. So I go upstairs. Upstairs is where the rooms are at. So as I'm going upstairs, I'm like looking and I'm like opening up doors because I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is. So I'm looking in each room and I noticed like one room had like a Chanel bag. It had heels in there and it just looked like a female's room, an adult female. So I'm like, oh, okay, so somebody's room here or somebody's in this room. And then I go over to another room and it's like, red bottoms. It was like a Louis bag in there and it was like more female stuff. So I go over to the next room. The next room had more female stuff in it. And it kind of gave like escort-ish. Like that's what it gave. So I'm looking, I'm like, as I'm like going through the rooms, like you can kind of see from downstairs to upstairs, like what someone's doing upstairs. So he like, what you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is, even though I'm really being nosy. I'm trying to figure out where the bathroom is. And he like, the bathroom is the other way. So I'm like, okay. But I noticed I was getting closer to the master bedroom because that's where the French doors was. And I was like, But I'm assuming that was his room. And that's probably why he was like, what you doing? So yeah. So at that point, I go to the bathroom. But when I come out of the bathroom, I'm trying to call my friend's name from upstairs. I'm telling her to come upstairs so I can show her, like, it's females that probably live here. Like, their stuff is here. It looked like females live here. Not necessarily saying like this is their room because it doesn't have like pictures and stuff on the wall. It's just you could see like little like duffel bags and stuff like that with heels, makeup, clothes, purses, all that in each room. And it's like expensive stuff. It's luxury. She's like ignoring me. So I'm calling her name. She's like, hold on. But she's downstairs. But the way she's saying is like, hold on. Like as if I'm bothering her. So then that's when I said, bitch, come upstairs. Damn. And then she came upstairs. So when she came upstairs, that's when I'm trying to show her. And she was just like, girl, it's nothing. Like, that's probably his sister's stuff. But I'm like, I thought this was his house. Is it his family house or what? And then she was just like, she said something. I forgot what she said. 'Cause again, this happened a year ago. So y'all kind of late to the party. So, yeah, I'm like, yeah, it just didn't make sense. So I'm like, well, I'm about to take my shower. And after that, we're leaving. And then she was just like, oh, well, okay. So I take my shower and I'm getting ready to leave and stuff. So I'm packing my stuff back up and I literally shower, put my shit back inside my suitcase, like do what I have to do. Now it's her turn to do that. So while she's getting dressed, I'm still in the bathroom with her because I'm doing my hair and she's in the shower. Tell me why the dude just come bust inside the bathroom. So I instantly was just like, whoa, privacy. Like, no, that's what we're not doing. So I closed the door and locked the door. Well, the door was already locked. So I think he like popped the lock and he just opened the door. So I don't know. Or I don't know. It's his house. I don't fucking know. So that was that. She got out the shower and I'm like, come, we need help bringing our stuff down the stairs, whatever. And then the friend was like, okay, I'm gonna help y'all, whatever. So at that point, that's when the friend brings my stuff downstairs and he like put it in the garage or whatever. And then my friend needed help flat ironing her hair. So I'm like, okay, so I flat ironed the back of her hair or whatever and curled it and stuff. And then yeah, after that, we get inside her car because now we about to leave. And then the dude come that she's talking to, and he comes and he's like, oh, my friend gonna have to ride with y'all again because I got some business moves to make. And I'm like, that's your friend. Like, no, your friend needs to ride with you to make your business move. Like, we don't even know him. Like, no. And then my friend like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's good. It's fine. He can ride with us. So I'm just like, what? So I'm instantly getting hella irritated because I'm like, the fuck? So I'm like, I'm hungry. I want to get food. Like, I do not want to ride with no dude I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be on no stranger danger shit. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So my friend was basically like, can I just like chill out and stuff like that? But I'm really just like over it at this point. So fast forward. We get to the restaurant. Went to this little sushi bar in Vegas because Vegas is supposed to have some good ass sushi. So when we get to the sushi bar, I'm sitting on one side, my friend's sitting on the other side. Why the dude try to come sit by me? Yeah. That's when I get up and I sit on the other side with my friend because no. So then the dude that she's talking to ended up coming back to that restaurant that we're at, and he comes with like 2 other dudes. So now it's a total of me, her, the weirdo, and the other weirdo, and 2 more weirdos. So now it's a total of what? 3 dudes, and it's me and her. So just getting more irritating. So I'm trying to hit my friends up to see like when they coming out here while we're at the restaurant because I'm just over it. Like, I didn't even eat my food no more. Like, I was just over it. And then the other dudes that they're with, like, it looked like they're like, what's up? Like, trying to talk. Like, you know, like, girls, if you know what I mean when you could tell when somebody on some weird shit. Like, what's up? And then me, I'm like, hi. And I'm looking at my phone like, when is my friends coming out here? Like, when's my other friends coming out here? My other friends said they're not getting out to Vegas until 8 o'clock at night. So that means I have to deal with this shit until 8 o'clock. So then I ended up seeing that my cousin was out in Vegas. So when I saw my cousin was in Vegas, I was like, where you at? And I saw he was in Vegas. And he like, oh, I'm on the strip, whatever. I'm like, where you staying at? He said he got 2 rooms. He said he got 1 room for him and his female or whatever. And then the other room he just got because he thought his partners was coming, but they never ended up coming. So I was like, man, I'll pay you for that room right now. Like, he was just like, nah, it's good. You can stay in that room, whatever. So I'm like, don't gotta tell me twice. So I'm like, yeah, like, when you gonna, like, when can I meet up with you? He like, oh, I gotta bust a move, whatever, because he does illegal activities. Like, I gotta bust a move, whatever. I'm gonna call you when I'm done with it. So I'm like, man. So now I'm really on like standby. So then that's when I start like looking up little boutiques for me to go to and stuff. And I start looking like, where can I go to get the fuck away from them? But at the same time, I didn't want to be a weirdo friend and leave my friend with, 3 niggas. I didn't want to leave her just by herself with all those dudes. So I was just like, man. And I have my mace. She don't have mace. So, and at the same time, like, we are with strangers, but they haven't really did nothing at this point in time to make me feel any kind of way where I have to use my mace, if that makes sense. So I'm just like talking to her like, hey, I want to go to this boutique, whatever. So I end up doing like what I wanted to do with the tag-alongs. So now it's just me, her, and the friend that rode with us out from Modesto or Manteca, one of those areas. Her dude with the other 2 dudes, they end up leaving because they said they have more business moves to make. So as we're doing what I want to do, the friend is like catching an attitude like, why are we doing this? I don't want to do that. No one said they wanted you to come. So you should have went with your friends. I don't even get why you're still with us. Your man's just went with 2 other dudes to go handle business move. Why are you not going? Why are you still with us? So now I'm kind of just like thrown off because I'm like, what's really going on? But I know my friend isn't going to keep it real with me and tell me nothing. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like, and I'm still trying to be like cool because I don't want to leave my friend. So part 4 now. Hold on, part 4. I got y'all. So at that point, that's when my cousin hit me like, it's good. I can meet you right now. Like, it's been like a couple hours. I think it's like 4 or 5 o'clock now. And I'm like, okay, it's good. So meet up with my cousin. My cousin gives me the room key. So I'm like, yeah, like, I got my room key, and then it's 2 beds. So she can stay there too if she want to. So I told her like, yeah, like let's bring our stuff up inside the room. Why we check the trunk and why none of our shit is in there? So now I instantly lose my shit because where the fuck is my shit? And I start going off on the friend because the friend said he was putting our stuff inside the trunk and her stuff inside the trunk as well. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he was just like, oh, I forgot to put the stuff in the trunk. But the way he said it was just like, so that's when I'm like, okay, call that dude so we can go get our stuff. Period. Call him. We need to get our shit. Like, I need to get my shit at this point. She's like, well, I don't see why we gotta leave anyway. Like, they're actually really cool and da-da-da-da. You could stay. At this, I don't even, all that friend shit, I don't give a fuck. You could stay. But I need my shit and I'm going to this hotel. Period, point blank. I'm not about to do this. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with nobody. Period. Not to mention, I got my Montclair in there. I had my jewelry. Like, I had all my stuff in my bag. So that's what really had me, like, even more tripped out. So they're calling him. Well, she's calling him. He's not answering her call. He been not answering her call. So he called and he was just like, I forgot to put a little of my stuff in the trunk. So, dude, like, oh, she got to wait for that. What do you mean I have to wait to get my shit? What do you mean I have to wait to get my shit? So now I'm in the car going off. And he like, I hope that's not her talking like that in the background. Oh, baby, it's me talking like that in the background. Give me my stuff. I want my shit. So he's like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you won't get shit talking to me like that. So, y'all, I lost my shit. And I'm like, I'm going to this man's house. So I go to the dude's house. No one's there. The friends start trying to be on some, what are you about to do? All that. Then this whole time, my friend has not said nothing. Nothing. Not to her man, not to this dude. It's just me. So then that's when a friend like, oh, I'm about to have somebody come get me. So he not getting back to the car with us. So now I'm really like, I'm lost. I'm lost because the dude's not answering her call. My shit is in his house. Not to mention, my shit is in his house. And I can't get my shit. So the friend ended up leaving from us after that. He ended up getting a ride with someone. I don't know if he got an Uber. I don't know what the fuck the nigga did. But he did something and he left. And that was just me and her. So now I lit her ass up. I tore that bitch a new asshole. And I just told her, like, bitch, don't ever put me in no shit like this. Bitch, you will never get opportunity to put me in no shit like this. Like, this is not cool. This is not real bitch shit. Like, you could have kept it so real with me and just been like, I want to go fuck with this nigga that I just met in Tulum. And I want to kick it with him on some other ass shit besides in Tulum. And giving me the opportunity to say yes or no. Period, point blank. I just kept going back to that because it's like, now you're putting me in a fucked up ass position. So I called my cousin because I know my cousin is with that and he's not about to play. So I called my cousin like, it's this nigga that got my luggage and he's not trying to gain my luggage and I got hella shit in my luggage and I need my luggage. My cousin with that. My cousin like, what I need to do. So my friend like, no. She's screaming and shit on the phone, like just being hella extra. Like you would have thought somebody just got bow right in front of her, like, you know? So I'm like, hold on. And I'm looking at her and she like, please don't do this. So I'm like, bro, what do you and this nigga got going on for you to be acting so dumb? Like, you acting hella stupid. Like, what's up with you? So then that's when she come out and tell me, like, he's a pimp. I'm like, is he your pimp? Like, what the fuck you got me on? Like what's going on? Like, cause it seemed like the nigga, like, he got some type of spell on your dumb ass or something. So she like, no, it's not that. It's just I really like him. And he said he's going to change his ways for me. And he gave her that pimp talk. He gave her the pimp talk for her to give in to whatever. So with me being the person that I am, I'm letting her know that man told you a bunch of lies. He sold you a bunch of dreams. None of that stuff he said to you was real. He says that to every bitch that he's dealing with. And that's why he got so many hoes. And now it makes sense with all the heels and all the shit I saw up in there. All that shit makes sense to me now. So she's like, no, he's not. He said he doesn't look at me that way and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, girl, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I need my bag. I don't give a fuck what this nigga done told you. I don't give a fuck what dream that he sold you and you bought for 20 cents. I don't give a fuck. I just need my shit. So then it got to the point where I started saying, like, I'm about to bust his windows out. If I don't get my shit, I'm going to bust the windows. So then she called the friend. And the friend was like, the garage is locked. So if I bust the window, I'm not even going to be able to get my stuff because the garage is locked. And the where the door is locked from the inside. So I'm just like, hey, I guess I'll bust the window to see if that's true. So at that point, that's when I'm just like, I'm in Vegas. I really don't want to go to jail for nothing like that. But then at the same time, I'm like, I can't go to jail for nothing like that because it's my stuff. I can't. So after she called dude go off on her on the phone when he finally answers the phone after she called. Probably I think she called like 15 times, but he didn't answer. So he answered the phone and he's like, "What the fuck you want, bitch?" Da-da-da. But he just go off on her and he was just like, "Your friend ain't getting shit." Da-da-da. And that's what he said, like, "I'm not getting my bags back or nothing." And he was just like, "Do what I gotta do." So, baby, you thought I wasn't? I got me a rock, bow, bust the window. Didn't give a fuck. Got my luggage out that fucking garage. The garage wasn't locked. I went and got my shit out of the garage. Period, point blank. So then after that, my friend's crying and stuff. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're so extra. Like, you just did so much." And da-da-da-da. Girl, shut the fuck up and drop me off. So now I got my shit. Her shit's still up in there because she said that she was staying and she was like she didn't want to deal with that, what I had going on. That's cool. I got my stuff. Drop me off at the hotel. Period. So when she dropped me off at the hotel, with me being the person that I am, still being caring, I'm like, you're more than welcome to come here. I have a whole extra room here. I mean, extra bed here. You're more than welcome to come here. You don't have to stay with him. And she was just like, "No, I'm going to stay." But she's not even looking at me. She's driving her car and she's like, "No, I'm going to stay where I said I was going to stay." Like that, like on some, I don't know what that was. I was just like, okay. So then at that point, I get to my hotel. I'm in the hotel, comfortable. I call her, check on her, and she's like, he won't talk to me because you bust the window. And I'm just like, "Girl, come to this room." And she like, "No, I'm not coming there. I'm gonna figure out where he's at." So, okay, that's on you. So I go by my night and I go do my own thing. So I end up linking with my other friends out there. First of all, I went to go to Javier's. Javier's is A1 good. I went to Javier's and I ate there. Then I ended up linking with my other friends in the Bay. I'm going to just say some fake names. My friend Sam, and Sam had another friend with her named Jade. These are fake names. I'm not going to say anyone's name. And mind you, these are my friends. I've been knowing them. So I hit them up like, "Hey, what y'all about to do tonight?" They said they about to go to Dre's. I'm like, "Okay, it's good." I'm like, "I probably can come too, just depending on how I'm feeling, because I just went through hella shit this morning." So they like, "Oh no, we're gonna come meet you. Where you at?" I'm like, "I'm at Javier's, but don't come here yet because right now I'm on my me time. Like, I just went through so much shit. I don't want to be around nobody for real. Like, I really want to just have some time to myself and regroup back with myself right now because I didn't have to bust a nigga window to get my luggage, all type of shit." So they still meet me anyway. So when they come to Javier's, mind you, I'm drinking, I'm eating my food. I didn't really eat my food, actually. I think I only had one bite of my food, but they're waiting for me at the bar. But Javier's is so packed in Vegas. If y'all been, you know. So I'm like, "Don't come here. I'll just meet y'all at the bar," because I'm not trying to stop what I got going on to go over there. Like, I'll meet y'all when I'm done. So Sam is hella blowing my phone up, texting me like, "When are you going to be done?" Da-da-da. But mind you, I already told her from the jump, you don't have to meet me right now. Like, I'll meet you later. And she still was on that, "No, I want to go to Dre's right now." And she was saying she got family members at Dre's that got sections and all the shit. So I'm just like, okay, but I'm not ready to go. I still got to go home and change. I mean, go to my room and change and all type of shit. So I'm not even ready to go. Sam was so adamant about getting to Dre's. So then I'm just like, you know what? I ended my meal, ended my self-care time, my me time to go tend to Sam and Jade. I don't even know Jade. That's Sam's friend. So just FYI. So then I ended up paying for us to get a lift to go to my hotel, for all three of us to go to my hotel so I could change my clothes real quick. And I also let them know, like, this everything I just been through. And they're like, "Damn, bitch, like, you just went through hella shit." And I'm like, "Girl, that's what I'm saying. That's why I needed that time to myself." Part 5 coming. We get to my hotel. I'm changing my clothes, and Sam is so adamant about going to Drake because I guess her family has a section there or whatever. So I'm like, Okay, but I'm really kind of like hesitant about going out. And that's what I was also telling her. Like, I really don't know if I want to go out because everything I just been through today. Like, I literally just broke into a nigga house today. Like, but they're like, girl, you in Vegas. Like, turn up. So I'm like, you right. So what happened after that? I think it's happened a year ago, y'all. Bear with me. So, oh, so no. So Dre's was like about a 15-minute walk from my hotel to there. So then that's when Sam was like, I'm just buy us a Uber to go to Dre's, whatever. And I'm like, okay, should I just bought Fly's Uber? So okay. So we get to Dre's. The line was crazy, like crazy. Cause I think the baddies was there, David Haney was there, it was cracking. And then after that, it was just cracking there, like, the line was crazy, like, they wasn't letting nobody else in, that's what they were saying, like, they're over capacity. So Sam is, like, basically blaming me because I had to go back to the room and change my clothes and stuff, but mind you, I had already told Sam from the beginning, like, "You don't even have to come meet me for real, like, I can meet you when I'm ready." So, that was kinda irritating, but I was just like, "Whatever." In the midst of that, yeah, that's when I call old girl who I came out there with because we're supposed to be leaving the next day. So I call her and I'm like, what time we leaving tomorrow so I could be ready, whatever. And she's like, honestly, I just think that you did too much and I don't really want to be around you. And I'm like, what? So I'm thrown off. So then she's like, yeah, I just feel like you made this whole trip about yourself and you just talked about how you feel and your uncomfortability and so on and so forth. And I just think that you made everything about yourself. So I'm like, baby, you whole played me to come out here on this trip with you to go see a man that's not even your man. Then you lied and said that he had an Airbnb. Then you lied, like you everything was a lie. Like you told me a fucking lie. So what? And this whole time I've been out here, I have not kicked it with you not one time. I called her and asked her to come out. She said, "Oh, I'm about to be with my man." So it's good. Like, like you was on some weirdo shit. So then she was just like, and I'm not leaving tomorrow because I want to spend more time with my man. So at that point, that's when I said, oh, he must be about to pimp your ass out. That's what he's about to do. So at that point, that's when she was like, oh, you can figure out how you're going to get back home. So I'm like, no, we came here together and we're leaving together. Period, point blank. So, bitch, you need to come get me in the morning and we're going to be on our way. She was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm like, so you want me to buy a flight to go back home? 'Cause if I gotta buy a flight to go back home, I'm beating your ass. And then she was like, you won't even see me. Let's be real. Mind you, I would see her. I know where she working on. I will. But I got too much shit to lose to be doing that type of shit. So at that point, mind you, I'm still in Dre's. Sam is still complaining about not getting in Dre's, and I'm having to deal with the friend that I came out here with on some bullshit. So I'm looking at the flights. The flights were like $1,200, and that was a one way from Vegas to the Bay, Oakland, Sacramento, San Francisco, 1,200 minimum. In the midst of that, my cousin calls me, and he calls me. He's like, "I just got shot. I just got shot." So I guess he got into a shootout on the strip. So I'm like, "Bro, if it ain't one thing, it's another." And then he's like, "You gotta hurry up and get out that hotel. Make sure you don't got nothing inside the hotel because my thing got caught." They got my thing and my ID and everything, so and I'm basically on the run. So I'm like and he like, and the hotel was in my name. So now I'm telling Sam like, "Oh, I gotta go back to that room and get all my stuff out of there." And Sam's like, "Now everything's about you. We can't go to Dre's. We can't even go to Inferno and da 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 da." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, she's so pressed about trying to go out." So at that point, that's when I'm like, "Girl, bye. I can't. I got too much going on." Then I'm having to deal with the central hoe bitch now, not trying to go back home and not to get my flight, like too much going on. Then my cousin just got shots and I'm trying to see if he's okay to make sure he's okay. Like, and then he just got out of prison. So I end up going back to the room. When I go back to the room, I take everything, I take all my stuff out of there. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't never want to come to Vegas again, ever. So then I end up having to buy me a flight, $1,200 exactly. got my flight, and then I went to the airport to see if I could check in. They said I couldn't check in because it was too early. So now I'm like, oh my God, not to mention I had to buy me a Uber from my hotel to take me to the airport. And they said it was too early for me to check in. So I'm like, oh my God. So my flight was like, I think it was like a 24-hour thing. So I really had to like be in my it was like a 12-hour, it was something crazy. So I was like, you know what? Let me just wait in this hotel. I mean, not hotel, let me wait in the airport. So I'm waiting in the airport. Mind you, I got on my heels and all my go out clothes with my luggage looking crazy. And I waited in the airport until it was time for me to check in. And that's when I went back home and yeah, spent $1,200 on a flight, one-way flight from Vegas to San Francisco. Then I have to spend 170, I think it was like 170 or $180 for an Uber to get me home. So, moral of the story is get more information from your friends when you're going on a girls trip with them. Um, like you need 100% detail on what you're doing. And oh, let me go back. Me and Sam, we no longer talk anymore because Sam feels like I left her in Vegas. Um, Mind you, I didn't even come out there to Vegas with her, but she feels like I left her in Vegas and that she couldn't enjoy her night because I made the night about me. So we're no longer friends no more. I'm also no longer friends with the girl that brought me out to Vegas. Actually, when I see her, I really want to just slap the shit out of her, but so much to lose. I got too much to lose to be doing all that. And then thank God I had the money to get me out of that situation that I was in, and my cousin is okay. Um, he's okay. He's back in prison, but he's okay. But as for that, moral of the story is with girls trips, do your homework before you go out of town with these bitches. And I think that's it.